If you're seeing this, then this is your Tarot Tuesday message for Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Hello, my name is Lara, and I'm here with my oracles and my cards, and we're going to kiki and talk all about what we can look forward to over the next 7 days. So if you're finding this video on or close to July 8th in 2025, amazing. We're going to talk a little bit about the astrology and just sort of like the energy that we are all experiencing in this particular point on the space-time continuum. So great. Welcome. If you're finding this video and it is nowhere near July 8th, 2025, that is also okay, because these messages are finding you whenever you need them. Maybe they're finding you for a second time. I don't know. Sometimes we pick up on things at one point and then later we hear completely different messages from the same thing at a later date. So you will know exactly what is meant for you, no matter when you're finding this video, okay? You're going to know what's meant for you. Use your judgment. Listen to your intuition, okay? I am simply the conduit, the messenger, all right? We're just hoping that we can get some insight into whatever it is that is going on with you. You know your situation best. I don't know what you got going on, all right? So use your judgment. Take what you like, what makes sense, what resonates. Leave anything that you don't need, okay? This is a general reading, so it's not as specific as a personal reading, maybe, but we are looking at the themes, energies, overall messages for the collective of people that are coming to this video. So if you're here, that is you. And yeah, doesn't really matter when you find it because time is not linear. So settle in and we'll talk a little bit about the astrology, sort of what's influencing our day to day over the next 7 days. Okay. And then we have the usual cast of characters. We'll dive in and see what they have to say. So, so what is happening? A lot is happening. There's been a lot of really big energy. We've had last week, we had the Sirius Gateway, which just closed on Monday the 7th. Monday the 7th was also the 7-7 portal. So you've got the angel number there, as well as the day that Uranus moved into Gemini. So that is a big deal. A lot of people are talking about it because the last times, first of all, it hasn't happened in decades. Not quite 100 years, maybe like 80 years, 79 years, what have you, okay? It's been a minute. And when Uranus has gone into Gemini in the past, this has really shaken things up on a global scale, okay? We're talking huge levels of conflict. Gemini is a lot about duality because you got the twin signs, okay? And it's also a sign of communication. Uranus is now moved into Gemini. It'll be here for a little while, and then it's going to slip back in to Taurus, which is where it was. Yeah, that makes sense. What's before Gemini? It's going to slip back in for a little bit, and then it will come back into Gemini, and it'll be there until 2033. So we're going to be working with that energy for a while. Uranus is known as the Great Awakener. Uranus comes to shake yo shit up. Okay, so things will be shaken up collectively, no doubt. The last time Uranus entered Gemini, we saw World War II. We also saw the American Revolution under a Uranus in Gemini, and we saw the American Revolution or the Civil War, one of those two. And then we saw the French Revolution. Was French Revolution? We saw a lot, okay? A lot of shaking it up. So that's where we're starting the week, okay? If you have been feeling absolutely insane, just know there's a lot going on. There's also a lot of light that is coming at this time into the planet, into your being, okay? I literally was actually sick for the last couple of days. Like my sleep schedule was completely messed up for 2 days, raging headaches, okay? So on top of all of the things, all of this is also happening. So taking things very easy, especially being in Cancer season, is super important right now. So that's where we're starting our week, with Uranus going into Gemini. Then we have a full moon in Capricorn on July 10th. So just 2 days later, we have a full moon in Capricorn. This, again, really interesting how this speaks to duality, because you have the moon, which is all about our emotions. She's at her fullest lunation as well. So she's at her brightest point. So expect for like a lot of emotional things to come up. Full moons are also a time of clearing, okay? With the moon being in Capricorn, Capricorn is the sea goat, okay? The sea goat is a mythical creature that can dive into the depths of the ocean as well as climb to the peaks of the mountain, all right? It is able to dive into that dreamy emotional place, which is the water. But it also leads with the wisdom and the determination of the goat. Okay, so I think we can expect a lot of truth to be uncovered around what we're feeling or why we're feeling the ways that we're feeling. With Uranus and Gemini, I wouldn't be surprised if it was surprising or shocking, or maybe a softer way to put it, like huge, like aha, the awakening moments, okay? So there's that. And honestly, all of this is coming up underneath a full moon so that it can be cleared out of the way as we continue with our journey. What Capricorn is asking us under this full moon is to take responsibility for the direction that we want our lives to go. So we can get dreamy about it, but like, what actual actions are we taking to get to where we want to be? Okay. Capricorn is the one who takes us there. All right. So, whether that is something like with like bills or finances, maybe getting all of that in order, or just in general, like, are you prepared to take responsibility for the dream of this life that you have? This is what we're working with. All right. As far as I can tell. So that being said, the rest of the week, that's like the biggest things that I've picked up on for this week. So we're going to run with that. That's going to be the big energy of the week. As per usual, I will also make sure that we have our full moon in Capricorn reading as well for you, so you can expect that in the next couple of days, following this video whenever you find it. And yeah, okay, so why don't we take a look and see? Let's dive in, shall we? We're going to take our Oracle of Mystical Moments here, okay? And let's see if we can get a vibe, catch a theme or a vibe, there it is, for our collective who is finding this video. Ooh, interesting. So we have Morning Dew Girl, which is so beautiful. So she's collecting the dew in this little leaf here. You can see it's sort of spilling out. There's also a little parrot here, kind of hard to see because it's green like the leaf behind it. And her demeanor is very distinctly fixed. Not on what's in front of her, but on us, sort of the viewer. You see that? The observer. Okay, let's see. This is also number 13, which is a beautiful number. It's a feminine, divine feminine number. Let's see what the book has to say. All right. Okay. All right. Kind of touching on it already. Okay, Morning Dew Girl. Face your fears. Facing, right? Awareness, consciousness. The woman on this card collects fat raindrops into a basket of leaves. She is called Morning Dew Girl, and she symbolizes the receiving and absorption of all worries and fears. Oh. She invites us to start sharing our own feelings and worries. We can collect them and deal with them instead of holding them deep inside. She stands resolute and strong, ready to face her fears. While fear can be as powerful as a river, once confronted, it may turn out to be as small as a drop of dew. So what fears may still be in the way? How are they coming into your consciousness? How are you becoming aware of them? And also, what are your feelings around them? Because dewdrops, I mean, this is still water energy, no matter how you look at it. Okay. All right. Let's get a little more with our spicy oracle. Thank you. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, so we have 3 of the same Diablos here. Okay. It's a triple devil here. All right, here we go. So we've got always the plan. Now you try. Tattoos or it didn't happen. Okay. So we seem to be circling back to this thing, this plan, this idea, this manifestation, okay? It's something that you have really, it's a plan you've had in your mind for a while, okay? And it's something that you haven't really implemented yet because you keep coming back to it. And we've been going around in circles with this for a while. So this is coming back up for review underneath this, the energy of this week. Always the plan. Now you try. I think this is also keying to me, I'm keying into something being like yet another opportunity to begin the execution. And with tattoos or it didn't happen, I'm picking up the sense of like, where is your long-term commitment? Okay. Maybe it's been a fear of committing to the plan. Or maybe it's just a question of, are you committed to the plan at all? What fears are around the plan that have been overwhelming you, that actually, if you were able to see them differently, would become these small droplets? But it does seem that whatever is coming up around the plan, fears, more things coming to light. Again, we've got a full moon. There does seem to be another opportunity here available. So can we commit to that with tattoos or it didn't happen? Right? The tattoo being the commitment, or it didn't happen, right? Like this isn't going to happen if you can't commit to it. Right? So what's stopping you from that commitment or committing to it? Okay. I think I've gone on enough about that. Enough. Let's ask our cards now what additional information they have for us. So this is so interesting. Thank you so much. Can we also please have 3 cards to show us how we're getting through this week? Okay, there's 2, 3. Great. Let's take a look. Yes. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to start here with our shadow cards at the bottom of the deck. These cards are our subconscious. They represent our subconscious. Okay, so the energy that's here, whether or not you're aware of this energy, it is just below the surface for you. This is what is driving every situation in your life at this particular moment. Okay, no big deal. So, yeah, we have the 2 of Swords. There's a decision here. Decisions. I think this is decision that has repeated itself. It is repeating itself over and over and over. Your ability to make the choice each time is really what's being driven home here. You're being asked to make a choice. The choice being, how are you taking control? How are you stepping into your life as a leader? You have the King of Wands energy here. That is all fire. It's passionate. It is leading with passion, but also a sense of grace and dignity. There's strength here with the lion in the background. So it's like, how are you making your choices? Are you making them from an empowered place as the main character of your life, as the leader of your life? No one else is living this life except for you. And it seems like, are you making your decision out of this place of empowerment, or is it from this place of feeling like you need something? Okay. These are the two decisions that you have had. Feeling like you need something else outside of you to support you or save you. There's some codependence in this card, whereas this one is representing a lot of autonomy. Okay. So these are decisions that you've been asked to make. And a lot of these decisions, this is how you are processing and letting go of the grief. Or you have an opportunity to, but by refusing to make said decision, you're actually stunting that emotional processing. Okay? Depending on what decision you make. Because every time you're making this decision, you're faced with these two options. All right? So maybe maybe you've been making choices and it's felt like it's emotionally stunting you, or maybe you're making decisions and it feels like you're really just letting it all go. Either way, what is happening, this is you stepping out of limited beliefs, you stepping out of compulsive behavior. You are continuously being asked to cut the cords, free yourself from what binds you, okay? However vulnerable it's been making you feel. Okay, so that's what's underneath the surface. That's what's been going on. As far as our week this week, so what we have on the table, we have the Hierophant here. We also have the Four of Swords in reverse, and we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So what I'm seeing here with the Hierophant is that whatever this decision is that you're being presented with this week, okay, you already know the way. Okay? If you, and there's information that you can gather, there's knowledge that you can acquire. There are people perhaps that you can consider speaking to that know the way to go. Whatever decision this is, it isn't so unique that you are completely creating your own path. Okay? There is a path laid out for you. Just, are you choosing to see it? Will you follow the yellow brick road? Okay. Maybe this is requiring, maybe there's a mentor that is stepping in here. The Hierophant can often refer to that, but the Hierophant in general is speaking more to spiritual knowledge. Okay. Which is something that is learned. Whereas wisdom is just, it inherently. So perhaps there's somebody coming in that can show you more concretely these steps. Maybe there's steps that you felt blind to before with the blindfold here. Okay. Or maybe it's just simply seeing someone doing something similar that alleviates some of the overwhelm or some of the stress. And the reason I say that is because we also have the Four of Swords in reverse right next to it. So this is leading me to, first of all, this is leading me to believe that the the path has not felt clear, or we're being shown something about the path. The fact that with the Four of Swords in the reverse, this is indicating a lack of rest. The Four of Swords is a time of recovery. It's constructive rest. Okay. It's regenerative. And you're not willing to fully let yourself rest. And that is with the Knight of Wands. That is what is keeping you out of touch with yourself. Maybe you are dimming your own light. Maybe you are feeling uninspired. Not feeling like yourself. There's something about this journey, this path, that is showing you the ways in which you are resisting yourself. And perhaps that is what has been a struggle to take responsibility for. If you are prone to maybe distracting yourself through overworking, or your sleep is really just not been good, I think there's some ways in which you keep yourself busy being revealed under this energy for you. And it's almost as if like this information coming up, seeing it, realizing it, is like you realize what it is that's actually you standing in your own way. Because again, it's the awareness. Okay? Does that make sense? So this week we have I think extra meditation would be good. Again, we've got a full moon, so that's a great time to add that in. And what's coming up is certainly uncovering more of the ways that we limit and restrict ourselves. Does this make sense? You let me know. I hope it does. I hope you were able to get a little something from here. I think it's going to be an interesting week. I really do sort of feel it's like this revelation energy that's coming here, because I'm really drawn to this like beautiful light here, and just the absolute like joy in this figure as well. And I think this is like the Morning Dew girl said, you know, facing these fears and realizing that they're not as big as we once thought they were, when we really are cultivating the awareness around it. So maybe it's like, what are you, what will we be seeing once we dare to confront these fears? It certainly has something to do with the ways in which you keep yourself busy, and that is 100% what is limiting you. And this is your energy, this is your sense of self, your authentic expression. All right. So I don't know. That's what I got. Hopefully you got something out of that. More will always be revealed, honey. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about until I live it. Okay. So there you go. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope that, you know, at the very least that you were entertained. But yeah, that's what I've got for this week. Like I said, I'm going to be making a full moon video, so you can expect that to come post haste after this video. And yeah, we'll be back next week doing the same thing, and just living this thing called life, girl. All right. So yeah. If you liked this video, please, by all means, share, tell your friends, like it, leave me a comment. I love to know how things are going for you. So if you feel like the urge or whatever to share, please do. There's comments below. And yeah, I will be seeing you again on the other side.